Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. Welcome to our live Friday class. We have this class every week, and we look at topics in American accent training, mainly pronunciation, but also sometimes intonation and other elements to help you improve your personal and professional communication in American English. You're welcome to ask questions during these classes. They are question and answer classes. If you're watching on Facebook and you have a question, then I suggest using the link to go to the YouTube live broadcast. That's where I'm viewing the questions in chat, and you can find that in the description for the video today. In today's class, I would like to talk about how the way English words are spelled can sometimes give us trouble with pronunciation. So as you probably know, if you're an English learner, spelling is not our friend in American English. Oftentimes there is inconsistent ways that we spell sounds in words, and if we've learned how to pronounce words just from hearing them, sometimes we're better off than if we've learned from reading the words and seeing the words. And so today we're going to really highlight some of the most common errors that I hear that I think are based on people having learned the spelled version of a word rather than the correct pronunciation. In our past few weeks, we've been looking at vowel sounds, and this has been part of the process of pronunciation, paying attention to the spelled letter vowel versus the sound vowel that you hear. And you can see those broadcasts on my channel page, which is Speech Modification Seattle. You can go to past live streams and you can see we talked about the letter A, the letter O, the letter E, the letter U, and all of the different vowel sounds that they make. And you can also get help for vowels on my vowels playlist. So anything that you're looking for in terms of specifics for pronunciation, you can use the search tools both on my channel page here on YouTube as well as on my website, speechmodification.com, and you'll find videos and lessons to help you with that pattern. So today we will talk a little bit about vowels, but mostly we're going to be talking about other things in spelling that affect our pronunciation and giving you some help. And of course, I'll be taking your questions as well, so feel free to ask those at any time. Some of you have been noticing that the community page on our YouTube channel has some questions, polls, surveys, little quizzes. I've been trying to do that for you every day so that you get a little bit of a sneak preview of what we cover in class, and also you can test your knowledge. Then I'll answer the question. So I've been asking those every day and then answering the question the next day and giving you resources and links to videos and lessons that have more information. Hi, nice to see you. So I'm going to start off talking about some of those quizzes that we had both on Facebook and on our community page. And so one thing I wanted to mention, funny I said one thing because the word that I want to talk about is the word thing. And this is an example of a pattern that I hear in some people's speech for the letters NG. So it's true on the word thing, but of course also on many verbs like doing and going. And that is that the letters NG in these words represent just one sound. They are not equal to N and G. If thing were an N and a G, it would sound like thin, thing. And you can hear that that doesn't sound correct. So the letters NG in the word thing and also doing, going in all of those verbs makes this sound, which is You can find specific help for accent error patterns you might have on this sound on my videos for NG. You can check my Sounds of English playlist, and I'll just briefly tell you that the errors that I hear on this sound NG is that sometimes people will make an N instead of an NG, or they'll make the NG sound, but then they'll add an extra G sound. That would sound like thing. But the G really is silent and or part of this sound on these words. And so you can practice this by saying common words with the sounds, by saying verbs. I'm going, I'm making, I'm walking, I'm doing, I'm listening. And you can also notice in your mouth that you have to just end your sound on that sound. So I want to say thing and then stop. I don't want to let my tongue release where it would sound like thing. And I also want to be careful to avoid saying doin' and goin' and workin'. Now you will hear Americans saying doing like in very casual speech. How you doing? How's it going? But in professional and regular communication that's not casual among friends, you want to make sure you're using this ing sound. So we have to be careful that just because we see a letter G, we don't actually make the G sound. We make the ng sound. This is one example of how spelling might be contributing to a mispronunciation in your speech. Thank you very much. So Kurt has a question. Pronunciation of English, also product, promote, procedure. Okay, so lots of PRO words. Let's start with the word English first. And that's right on topic with what we were talking about because there's my NG again. And in this case, when I'm saying English, I am saying the NG sound, ing, but I'm also saying a G. And so this is where beginning to understand some of the symbols that you see in the dictionary can be very helpful. So the letter E this is a case where that says the I vowel. And there's another I vowel at the end, and there's my symbol for the SH sound. So English has the ng and the G. Another example where the ng and the G is also there, or the ng and another sound would be in the word think. This is not an N and a K, it's an NG and a K. So I don't say think, I say think. So here, that NG sound is represented just by the letter N. Same thing as in English, it's not English. And you can feel the difference that when I make it with an N, that my tongue is near the front, versus when I make it with an ng, my tongue is near the back. Many of you are pronouncing the word English correctly, but I think you might have been thinking about that NG and how it can be two sounds. So thank you for the reminder and for pointing that out, Kurt. Okay, Kurt also wants to know a little bit about some of these PRO words. And I do have a video specifically about words with PRO and a lesson on my website. And so I'm going to use this opportunity just to show you how to find these types of lessons on my website and on my channel page. And then we'll talk about the answers for your comments, Kurt. So when I'm on the website, speechmodification.com, I can go into what I want here is the free practice. And you'll see there's two places to go under free practice. So the blog is mostly information about local classes that I'm teaching, workshops that are coming up, interesting articles related to American accent training. A lot of good reading there, but you're going to be looking for the online practice free trial. That's where more of the free lessons and videos are. And then you can use this box here that says search to find what you're looking for. So for example, Kurt's question was all about words with PRO. So I'm just going to type in PRO and enter that. And it's going to pull up all of the lessons related to PRO. So I can see this is a topic that's come up before. And the one I want to look for specifically is how to pronounce words with PRO. So let's click on that. And there's a link to, or there's my actual video. So you can find this on YouTube with the title, How to Pronounce Words with PRO. And you can see a graphic here. And basically, the words with PRO fall into three categories. So we have words that say O, where the O actually says the O vowel, and that's programmer, profile, program, etc. And in your words, none of your words are none of your words have the O sound. So Kurt has a list here, which we'll go through. Then both word for when the syllable pro is stressed. So when I'm saying a word like program, that first syllable has a clear vowel pro. I can also have stressed PRO syllable that says the vowel ah. And so that's the case for words like problem, process, product. So some of your words have that, product, process, problem. Those all have the ah vowel, which is like the vowel in not hot, and they're stressed. So I'm holding that pro or that pra longer. And then the third pronunciation that can happen for the letters PRO is when the PRO syllable is unstressed. So for example, provide, promote, the PRO is not important. The vide, the mote, the second syllable is stressed in these words. And then that first syllable sounds like It's vowel schwa, sounds like provide, promote. So the examples that Kurt gave us are promote, procedure, and professor. All of those have the sound at the beginning. So that's a very good point that we can't count on that letter O to tell us what happens. We need to know about the syllable stress and whether or not it's a clear vowel or an O vowel. So another resource that I'm always frequently showing you is the Oxford Learners Dictionaries. You can use other online dictionaries as well. I like Oxford because it shows me both the British and the American pronunciation, and it uses IPA, which is the same symbols that I use in my videos and lessons. That means one symbol for one sound. IPA stands for International Phonetic Alphabet. So I can look up, let's just look up one of your words like process. And it's going to show me in the symbols how to pronounce it. I can also listen and hear. There's the vowel ah. So I know that this one does not say o or it says ah, process. And this little line here shows me that the first syllable has the stress. So the line goes before the stress syllable. If I listen to it, okay, that was pretty quiet, but she said process. And then I can also see, okay, well, maybe I have a tendency to do more of the British vowels, and that would sound like this. Process. So theirs is more of an O, which is, in this case, they are marking it as a schwa and an and to my ear, it sounds more like process for the British English. So BRE stands for British, NAME stands for North American English. North American, America and Canada, most common pronunciations. So that's another useful resource for checking the pronunciation of something when the letters in the word, the spelling, doesn't really help you very much. Great. So Sylvia has a question. How can I make the transition THB like in bathroom and the transition MTH like in something? Okay. Good point. So a lot of times what we're talking about in more advanced accent training is not just how to make the TH sound, but how to use it where it really occurs, how to use it in context and move into it easily and out of it easily. So your two examples, the word bathroom, there's a vowel in between the B and the TH. So I'm thinking I have time to get into the TH. What's more challenging in bathroom is going into the R sound after the TH. So I do have a video that's all about words with THR, like three and through and throw. And I can make a little break here. I can say bathroom, but you'll notice that Americans do run those together, and that's probably what you're looking for, how to have that fluency. So what I want to practice is how do I move from my TH to my R? So my TH, as you know, my tongue is forward and between my teeth, and the air is flowing, the sound. And my room, my tongue has to be back and tight to make the sound in room. To do this fluently and smoothly from the TH to the R, I have the back of my tongue ready to go, almost to the R position, but I just allow the front of my tongue to come forward enough to make the TH. So if I was just saying I'm taking a bath, then my tongue is very relaxed, bath and forward, and I don't have to do anything. If I have to say bathroom, then my tongue is already preparing for the R when I'm saying the TH. A good way to build this skill is to just start with the part that has an R. So in the word bathroom, you would say room, and then you can add just the TH. You can say room, throom, If you say the R first, it sets your tongue up to be ready to do it correctly. Room, throom, bathroom. Same thing for common words like three and through. I'm going to just leave the TH off at first. Try re, ru. Then I'm going to add the TH back. Three, through. So you can see that in my THR video, which is on my TH playlist. Your other suggestion or question request was the word something. This is more moving into the TH from the N, because of course we don't say that E sound. So I have to go from to something. Basically, I have to stop the air to make the M properly, something. And so these don't really connect. I'm not making a long break. I'm not saying something. I'm saying something. And again, I have my tongue ready to go. When I'm saying the M, my tongue is right there, ready to move into the TH position. So I can do something. And you can isolate just the sounds that you have to make and practice moving from one to the other. Something. So hopefully that will help you. Definitely practicing TH by itself first, so you feel very solid on the TH sound, and then seeing the places where you're making these connected sounds and moving them together. Very good. So another question was how to make the AA vowel before N, M, and N. So I'm not sure what vowel sound you mean by when you say AA. I can tell you about words like man. How about let's use ban, because we can use it for all three. Ban, bam, and bang. Those all have this vowel a, which is my black cat vowel. Bam, ban, and bang. I'm not changing my vowel intentionally because I have these nasal sounds, but you probably notice that the vowel sounds a little different if I say bat and ban, bat and ban. The vowel's not different, but because I'm moving into the closed off sound for the nasal sound of or n or that nasality sometimes comes into the vowel a little bit. So don't worry about changing your vowel. If you're finding that it's a struggle to say this vowel in those contexts, try it in something without a nasal like bat or at. I like using black cat because it helped me remember that vowel and distinguish it from the others. So I can try that. I can try cat, ban, and I want the vowel to stay the same. I just have to close into my nasal sound with that vowel. A lot of people will have a question between these two vowels, man and men and man, and this is just a matter of how open your mouth is. So men is more closed, man is more open. And I like to pair that with 10 men and that man. So I don't usually have much trouble with 10. I can get that vowel consistent. I can make my vowel versus my vowel. If I didn't answer your question about this correctly, ask me again or specify. But I'm thinking that primarily we're looking at the vowel before those nasal sounds. And you're thinking probably about how that vowel sounds a little bit different because of the nasality. You're welcome, Sylvia. Thank you for the good questions. Keep asking them. And I'm going to move back to the topic of spelling versus sounds and talk about a few more things that have come up this week in our community page and on our Facebook page. So another question that I posed for you was whether or not the TH sound in these two words was the same. So we have the word breathing and we have the word breath. So the spelling is the same in those two words, but the correct answer is that it's not the same pronunciation. In the word breathing, we have the th sound. That's a voiced TH. That's the sound in the words that and the and those. And in the word breath, we have a voiceless TH. This is the symbol, and that's the sound in think and both. So the main difference here is just that my voice is on. When I say breathing, I can feel vibration in my throat, and I need to have that voiced sound. Versus breath, there's no voicing there, it's just air. So typically, you're not necessarily mispronouncing these words, but thinking about and noticing and making sure that you have voicing on where you should and no voicing where you shouldn't for the TH sounds is the point of that. And you can see more details about both the voiced and voiceless TH on my TH playlist. Those are very common sounds and typically can be challenging for non-native speakers. Kurt wants to know the pronunciation of commenting. There's another O that we're talking about. So ka, ah, this O says the ah vowel, the not hot vowel. And the syllable stress, the main syllable stress is on the first syllable, commenting. So that syllable is going to be long, and these two syllables be shorter, commenting, commenting. There's a vowel I and our NG sound, and then comment. Commenting. This is basically an unstressed vowel, and it could either be kind of a schwa, an sound, commenting. I would say we probably use more of an I vowel there, commenting. Again, the most important thing is that I have the correct vowel, and I stretch that first syllable, and that I have quick and light on the second two syllables. Okay. So another topic that we mentioned in our community page was how certain words look like they should have more sounds or more syllables in them than they do. So a couple examples that I like to use for this are words like different and interest. And what happens is if I see this word differ, that has two syllables, differ. But when it's together in the word different, we actually don't use this syllable. A more appropriate spelling would be this, different. It's just two syllables. It's not different, it's different. Similarly with interesting, this looks like it should be inter, two syllables, but we don't say this syllable, we just say interest. And so it's two syllables, different and interest. I have a video about this, and I've taught this lesson a few times in live class, but you can search for syllables and syllable stress on my website, speechmodification.com, to get a longer list of these types of words and to be able to check and see, oh, am I pronouncing those correctly with the correct number of syllables? Very good. Okay. We have another request, which is pronunciation of the word schedule. Here's another case where British English will be different than American English. So the British might say this more like schedule, where they say an SH sound. And we don't say the SH sound for schedule. We say an S and a K. So we really could spell it like schedule. Here's the IPA. So this symbol is the J sound. So there's a lot of things going on here. The SCH might confuse you into thinking you should be doing a sh or more of a ch sound, but we say this one with a K, sk. And then the jol, that D is not a D sound, it's a J sound, which is represented by this symbol, J, schedule. So you want to make sure that you're stopping and pushing the air out for the J sound, schedule. And then we don't say schedule, we don't use that oo vowel, it's just a schwa sound, like schedule. It's almost just going right from the J to the L, schedule. So hopefully that will help you. This is a good one, would be a good one for me to make a video about because there's a lot going on there. We also have first syllable stress. So this syllable is long and stretched, and that syllable is short, schedule. I'll have to check my schedule. We can schedule that later. Good, excellent question. Sylvia says, for intonation, you suggest to use 2, 3, 1. How do they measure the time in every number? Thanks. Okay, so Sylvia's talking about One of the basic patterns that I talk about for intonation is using a pitch pattern where I rise up on the stressed word and then I fall off. And that all of my general pitch is at a 2, which is a medium level. So this would be a 2. The like would go up to a 3, and the it would come down to a 1. I like it. So typically what you're going to hear there in terms of duration is short, long, short. So the stress, the pitch rise, also goes along with the stress. It's really the most important thing. So pitch is good, it's important, but the most important thing is to have the length on the stressed word. So if I'm saying I like it, like is going to be longer than the other 2 words. Let's look at another example. Let's go there. Even though go is a short word in terms of the number of letters it has the length. Let's go there. Let's go there. So my pitch is rising up and my duration of the stressed word is longer. Now, in this case, let's go there. Let's go there. I'm stressing go, but I could also stress there, in which case there would be the longer word and have the pitch rise. So I could either do let's go there or let's go there, in which case the 3 and the 1 all have to happen on one word. So that's why the length is so important. If the last word is the stressed word in the sentence, I have to have room to go up and fall back off, because this falling off shows the listener that my speaking turn is done, or that at least that piece, that phrase is done. If I say let's go there, and I rise up, it sounds uncertain or questioning, and that's a pattern that I want to avoid. The difference between these two, this is just sort of a regular, everyday intonation. Let's go there. Let's go there. Go gets stressed because it's the verb and it's the most important word. But in this case, let's go there, I'm highlighting I want to go there rather than somewhere else. So even though the words don't change, the meaning is slightly different between those 2 intonation patterns. This is why having some pitch change and definitely the duration is important, because you can change the meaning of what you're saying by having a different intonation pattern. So you want to be intentional and know that the meaning you're trying to say is being conveyed by the intonation that you're using. This is kind of complex topic, but you can check my intonation playlist, and also my online courses will walk you through the steps of understanding intonation, how to use it, how to know which words get the stress, how to use the pitch and the duration to really help you with that. So check those out on speechmodification.com. There's free lessons there, and also if you go to my courses page, you can get a free trial of any of my online courses. I recommend for the first one, for those of you who are kind of new to online learning, that you check out the 6-week course, and I'll show that to you. It's a great starting point for the fundamentals of American accent, and it really walks you through the steps you need both for pronunciation and for intonation, as well as giving you a lot of details. It's a great course regardless of what language is your native language. So that's here on my courses page. And you'll see there's other courses too, so you might find something that you like better. But this is my recommendation, is the 6-week course. And when I click on that, I can also see other people's user reviews, a little overview, and it'll show me the full course curriculum. So I can see all of the different topics that are covered, check those out, and you can see it's a low price 2-week free trial, or if once you subscribe, it's less than $5 a month. So it's really worth the investment in terms of helping you get organized for how to approach American accent training. I love having these free classes, and I encourage you to come, but we talk about all kinds of different topics. And if you want more of a systematic approach to say, okay, first do this, then the online courses are great for that. I also do teach one-on-one individualized training, and you can check out information about that on speechmodification.com. I work with people from all over the world, from different corporate groups, as well as teaching here in the Bellevue area. I teach group classes. So if you're here local to Seattle, The next round of those classes is starting in June 5th. So that'll be a 4-week class, Wednesday nights in June. And those of you who aren't local, you can see what we cover. It's very similar to what happens in that 6-week online course. So check that out. I do also like to support my online course users. So they'll be going through the course and they have questions, they email me, they ask for feedback, and I help them really make the most out of that course and use it. So I hope that you'll try that out too. I see we're running short on time, so if anyone has any additional questions, please feel free to ask those now. I'm going to save the rest of this topic, some additional words for sounds and spelling, for next week's class. That will be next Friday. That's the last day of May. So I hope that you'll be able to join me for that. And we'll be talking about additional words which I frequently hear mispronounced, which are based on the way the word is spelled versus other reasons why you might have a mispronunciation. Thanks so much for being a part of the class today. It was great to see everyone's questions and comments. If you're watching this class as the replay, you can leave your questions in the comments and I will go back and answer those and tell you where you can find information for that. So I hope that you'll do that as well. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do that as well, because it tells YouTube that you like these classes and you'd like them to continue. And then you'll be able to see when I have a new video posted or when the next live class is. It'll come up in your homepage. You can also, if you've already subscribed, you can click on the little bell to adjust how you get notified. So if you want YouTube to send you an email, you click on the bell, it'll tell you, oh, speech modification is live, or speech modification uploaded a new video. Or if you don't want to get lots of notifications from YouTube, that's great too. You can just be subscribed, and then you'll be able to see my videos on your homepage as one of your options. So thank you so much for those of you who've been coming to class regularly. It's great to see you here, and I hope that you'll be here again next week. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound American, you can do it. speechmodification.com.